Big week for football in general. We've got Manchester United versus Arsenal, and Atletico Madrid are at home to Barcelona, a game that probably all Real Madrid fans will be watching to hope that Barcelona somewhat slip up. So let's talk some tactics. Atletico Madrid at one point in the season were considered the hardest team to break down, but as we see more recently, they're conceding a little bit more goals, and that's something that Barcelona fans will be frothing at the mouth about because they want to secure this La Liga title. They want to take it back from the hands of Atletico Madrid, and they'll be coming out, believe me, all out attack to go and try and hunt down the ball like they do so well and win this game. But I'm going to firstly talk about Atletico Madrid and their formation that they had in the last game. So let's take a look at how they lined up. So they go with that usual 4-4-2, especially in this game against Levante. They conceded 2 goals away from home against Levante, which is something that's a little worrying, especially with the back line there. Missing Diego Godin. He's trying to make it back, but we're still unsure whether he's going to be back for this game. But Miranda and Jimenez are still 2 competent defenders that should be able to provide a decent defensive stalwart. But against Barcelona, you need your main man back. So they're going to have to do something to make up for the lack of Diego Godin. And the first thing that I noticed from Atletico Madrid is when they play a 4-4-2 and they have Griezmann and Mandzukic both high up. What happens is it allows for a lot more room in the midfield because with Thiago in there, whoever partners him, Thiago's a deeper man, but he seems to be pressing up and he'll leave a little bit of a gap in here, which is Lionel Messi's home. This is where he picks up the ball and you cannot allow him to do this. So what I think Griezmann is really good at, and I think this is part of his game that people don't give him enough credit for, is he's so good at closing down space. And when he was working his tail off basically to close space against teams like Real Madrid, they couldn't find those penetrating passes. So what Atletico will do is they'll drop deep, and I would drop Griezmann into this hole right here, because then this is the gaps that Busquets will try and find. He has to close these gaps to stop the direct balls going into Messi's feet. When you stop those balls going in, you stop that supply, it's going to frustrate Messi and he's going to start wandering wide. And I know you don't want him picking up the ball at all costs, but it's Lionel Messi. You try to get him to pick up the ball in areas that he'll take a little bit longer to be as dangerous, because if he finds it right in his feet in that gap between your centre defenders and your centre midfielders, you're in trouble, as what happened against Bayern Munich. So they need to make sure that they close those direct passes, because if they limit Barcelona to the side-to-side movement, it somewhat neutralises their attack and doesn't allow them to get the ball straight to the Suarez, Neymar and Messi. So that's the main thing that I think they have to do. Drop Griezmann a little deeper, allow him to work his butt off. But let's talk about Barcelona, the team that just seems to be clicking and firing in all cylinders at the moment. Let's look at their formation. So they've been going with the 4-3-3 as we imagine. It's going to be a very similar formation. I don't think Mascherano will play in centre midfield. I think Busquets will start in there and Mascherano will go back into centre defence the way he probably will be playing against Bayern Munich. In the midfield, we'll go back, I think, to Rakitic and Iniesta, because this is a very important game. Although they locked it up against Real Sociedad, I think they're going to have to go out with their strongest team. And what Barcelona do, I could sit here and talk about how Suarez, Neymar and Messi link up very well with Iniesta, but I could be here just repeating what every analyst will tell you, because that is the obvious thing that Barcelona are good at. But the little things that they don't notice, which Barcelona are amazing at, that I want to highlight, is the way that they hunt. They hunt in packs. So if the ball's in wide area, Dani Alves is one of the fastest fullbacks to get into an opposition's face. He's right in there, and you'll notice that straight away Rakitic will drop deep and he'll fill in that right back role, even though that's not his position. PK will push up so that they've got these triangles right here. These triangles are so hard to break down, and they'll move forward together. They'll all move up, and what happens is the team is forced into their own half, like exactly what happened against Bayern Munich. The left back showed too much of it to Dani Alves, who was firm onto the tackle, knocked it into Messi, and before you know it, you're 1-0 down, and there's nothing you can do against that. So this is what Barcelona will be doing all over the field, forming those little triangles, because Luis Enrique has got them fitter than they've ever been before. Suarez looks so fit, so sharp, so does Neymar. Neymar, the guy who was just usually waiting for the ball to come to his feet, now hunts the ball back. You see him making slide tackles, you see him pressuring the ball. This is a brilliant bit of man management from Luis Enrique, and it's something that has to be acknowledged, it has to be admired, and it has to be feared when you're playing against them, because it's almost impossible. So what Atletico Madrid cannot be caught doing is allowing Barcelona to dispossess them in their own half, or else it's good night Vienna and Barcelona will win this game. I do fancy Barcelona to win this. My prediction is a 2-1 win at the Vicente Calderon. I think Atletico will get on the score sheet, but Barcelona, I think, will be taking home the La Liga title after winning this game. What do you guys think? Comments in the section below. Who is your prediction for this game? Do you think Barcelona will go on and win both the Champions League and La Liga? Be a great season for them. Thanks again, guys, and subscribe to TYT Sport.